Yo, welcome back, episode 13 with the Real Football Podcast. So we got a new segment for y'all today. We got Dr. Jax, not Jax Radamus, but we got Dr. Jax, and he's gonna diagnose some of the Premier League teams. So can these clubs be saved? So we got Arsenal in 15th place, Everton in 9th, City in 7th, and United, even though they sit in 6th, it's United. So, Dr. Jax,
hmm
what's the problem with Arsenal?
Well, I don't want to talk about Arsenal right now. I want to talk about Everton.
Oh my gosh.
David,
Oh,
please enter my room and sit down and listen to what I have to say.
okay.
Come on, get closer, please. I
Oh
want to
my
see you. I
God.
want to see you. Let me see.
Okay.
All right, that's the face of a true Everton fan right there. So, David, well, I've been watching your team the last few weeks. I've had the pleasure of watching the Toffees, and what it seems to me, and you can help me, but if I had to say something about your team, is they're not playing the way they want to. I think they're a good team, and we sit and watch them play Fulham that one morning, um, and you saw it, pass, 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 get the ball out wide, send the ball in, boom, header, goal. Okay, that's the way you want to play. You want to play fast. You want to string a whole lot of passes together and then find Lewin's head and let him do the rest. It seems to me now when you play these better teams is that your vulnerability of your defense is when you string some passes and then a Wobie sends one right into a midfielder and for one pass he's through goal because Pickford's not saving it. That's what it seems to me. It seems like you want to play that way, but you're forced out of it because you don't have the defense. You're left for dead on the counterattack, and that's why you're giving up all these goals. Do you have anything to say, or can I continue with your bashing your club?
Oh, you're not bashing your club. You're bashing your own club, but that's all right. I agree to the extent that our defense is trash, and that the fact that they are trash is shown whenever you play bigger clubs because whenever they get the ball in the back, instead of playing it through to the midfielders who show in that gap, they like to say, what's his name? Kyra Lewin's making a run. Let's ping it down the field, and it's also not in our half anymore.
Yeah.
Because they're scared. If they weren't scared and they thought they were better at being able to control the ball, they would do that. But they assume that as soon as they pass in the midfield, they're going to lose the ball. Even though our mid is really good with Allen and Decore and all that stuff. They've been good. They've been good. Our defense is the one that's trash, but they're too scared to play the ball. Like they're not comfortable. What is it they always say? They need to be comfortable on the ball. They're not comfortable on the ball. Our defenders aren't. Besides Dine, the other three are not.
And one more note before you can leave the office. For your, you got two big games coming up, Chelsea, Leicester, two pretty good teams. They're going to be good matchups. You're going to have to show up. I think if I were to say one thing for your defense to work on to get better is that make it tough for Chelsea to score. Make it tough for Werner to get in. Make it tough for Giroud. Make it tough for Pulisic. And then for Leicester, make it tough for Vardy. Like, don't, pull one of your defenders pull a Carson Cody and just give the ball right to him and make silly mistakes there. Just don't, mark your men. And if Werner leaps higher than Seamus Coleman, all right, move on.
Yeah.
If Vardy does your whole team and puts one top corner, okay. But you don't want to give balls away and, make mistakes. Or studs up Vardy in the box, just not silly, Just, what do you think? You agree?
Yep, I understand.
Okay. Jake,
Oh,
enter.
Do I need any prescription, sir? Is that it? We're good?
I think while you're watching Everton play Chelsea, I think you need to sip on a Sunny D and just make it feel good. And
Like,
for the Leicester game, I don't know. I just probably wouldn't even watch it. Just
oh my goodness.
ah,
Oh,
grind something else. Play
That's
soccer
funny.
all right.
instead of
Sounds
watching
good.
it. All right,
Thanks, Doc.
Jake. You're welcome, David. I'll see you next week. Jake.
All right.
All right, Jake.
Hey, Mr. Blevins. Good to see you.
Hey.
Hey, so I don't know if you watched the Arsenal Tottenham game, but it seems to me as if you could not stop 35-yard curlers to the top bins. You have something to say?
I mean, who expects him to shoot there, really? I mean, why would he shoot that?
That's a good response. That's a good response. Number two is that I'm looking at your Europa League, and if there's anything, any hopes you can,
I know what you're gonna say.
there's anything you can say, take away from the season as of right now. You know, there's so many negatives. You're 15th in the table. You're killing it in Europa League, and I believe you guys scored 4 goals today against a pretty good Austrian club. And I just want to see, can you carry that over? Do you need to start that lineup against whoever you play against Burnley? You played Burnley, so I mean, you probably compare a lower level English club to a pretty good Austrian club, right? You
Yeah,
start that lineup out there with Nikita and Pepe up top.
yeah. I think Willock scored today, actually.
Yeah, 4 goals, which is something you haven't seen since the summer.
I think that they needed a miracle to go through, and Burnley are going to absolutely fight for a 0-0 draw.
Oh
It's
yeah,
kind of a different situation. Burnley is all right with no goals. Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be dumb at this point for Arteta to not try what's been working because nothing else is working. So why would you shy away from a lineup that scored 4 goals? You know.
You mentioning Arteta leads me to my next question, and it'll be my final question. You've done great here today. I feel like this has been very therapeutic for you. The last question is, I was watching a podcast, and they're talking about Arsenal, and they asked, and I think it's a question to ask right now: is Arteta the man for the job? Is he? Do you see him in 2 years? Do you see him still coaching your club? Does he have the brains, the tactics, everything to make your club the face of London again?
I'd like to say, yeah. I'd like to give him a little bit more time because I think there's so many people that aren't fit to wear the shirt that are asked to play every day. And I just don't want to base it. I mean, I know that I haven't always agreed with his decisions, but when you really think about how many different options are there, you know, he either starts the young boy in the middle or he goes 3 at the back with a fullback or goes 4 at the back with 3 fullbacks or 3 center backs or, you know, do I put Willian on the right or the left? Pepe got suspended. Do I run – Xhaka is the exact same player as Partey. Who do I run? Oh, wait, I'm going to run Xhaka at center back. It's because somebody's hurt. It's like I don't think he's had a fair go at this yet. I think that it'd be dumb to say that Lampard wasn't the better manager right now, but he's had a much easier transition into his club than Arteta has to Arsenal. I think it was a lot easier seat to sit in. But right now I am pretty down on Arteta, but I'd hate to fire him and then him be insane because Emery is doing a fantastic job in La Liga currently, and he was awful for us. So I think it might just be Arsenal, honestly.
And what I hate to say, but I believe it is true. I believe for Arsenal, things will get worse before they get better. I think you're probably going to have to struggle through a few more months of mediocre football.
Dang.
But I feel like give Arteta time. Maybe by the end of this season, you're like, wow, I'm really satisfied with my club right now.
Yeah.
But before you go, we're going to do a letting go of anger exercise because I feel like your really heavy. I was want to take some of your weight that you got carrying around for Arsenal. So when you're playing Burnley Sunday, and I'm going to keep this for next week, 3 players you do not want to see in the starting 11.
Oh, goodness. All of them.
I don't know
People
if
don't want to see.
heard the question. 3 players you do not want to see.
Pepe's still suspended, correct? Or is this his first game back?
I think he's back.
Question does I mean he played Europa? Does that count?
No.
Those
I'll look it up.
It doesn't matter. I'm going to say it anyway.
Games. 3 games, 3 or 5 games, because Richarlison missed at least 3.
A month.
Yeah, it was a straight red. Okay, I do not want to see Willian. I'll tell you that right now. I have no desire to see Willian on my pitch.
Do you expect him to be with the club in January after the transfer window?
Yeah, probably. Well, I don't know. We would be the day that we sold him, 5 wingers would tear their ACLs. So we have to keep him around. You know, we're Arsenal.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Willian. I don't want to see Lacazette. And man,
Who's Lacazette's replacement?
we don't need one. We'll go for
Aubameyang up top.
we'll go Aubameyang up top, and then Saka out wide, Pepe out wide, and then I'd like to see Willock. I know that's not the question. I would like to see Willock. We'd go three flat across the middle. I don't want to see Hector Bellerin either. I'd love to see Ainsley Maitland-Niles or go 3 again, but maybe we could run a 3 at the back with actual midfielders in our midfield 5 instead of going Hector Bellerin at right mid.
Yeah.
Golly.
So it looks like you're wanting a 3-4-3.
Sounds fine to me. Or we could go 4, but just go somebody over. Just
I feel like you could use I mean, you're playing Burnley, and they're not just scary with their attack. I feel like you could do 3 at the back.
They're scary for me.
I hope when I see you next, Jake, we will not be talking about your loss to Burnley. I hope things are positive.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. This was soothing.
Yeah. I'll see you next time. Until then, get 8 hours of sleep and plenty of sunlight. All right, Terrence.
What's up?
What club are you supporting today?
Whoa. I'll be supporting the Reds, the Red Devils.
Manchester United. Good to go. Okay. So, since you're not a real supporter of this club, I'd just like to bounce some ideas off you. If I ever have a Manchester United patient in my office, just for next time, I was watching a podcast. It's actually the same podcast. I get all this other information from, also from some of the announcers doing the United West Ham game. They're saying United needs to be brainwashed into thinking they start every game down 1-0. Your thoughts?
I completely agree. You saw the Champions League game. Mm-hmm. They look great second half. They can't stop a ball or do anything for the first 45 minutes. So
yeah. Number 2, I think it might have just been injuries, rest, or whatever you can call it, or whatever Old Gunner wants to say about it, is that Rashford and Bruno were not their first half for West Ham. They were just gone. And then I think they both came on, started the second half. And obviously turned things around for United. But do you think it was just rest? Just Rashford, I think he's got some oblique injury or something, just, don't want to use him too much? Or do you think at this point, Old Gunner's like, we can start 11 Walmart checkers in the first half. It doesn't matter. We're going to have halftime. Our second half is when we need to start all of our millions of dollar men.
I mean, I think that's a good question. I think I would hope to say he was saving them for the Champions League game.
Mm-hmm.
That should be his excuse for not playing them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a good point because at the time it was a much needed victory, and obviously his plan did not work out.
Nope.
And okay, I feel like we're pretty good on United. I do want to do a positive exercise with you to end the day. United have 3 jerseys. They've got the red home. They've got the beautiful charcoal gray that they wear on the road. And they've got this zebra striped alternate third kit that is zebra kit. I just want to know your thoughts and if you're going to buy me one, because obviously I've been such a good doctor to you. I feel like my patient would want to buy me a jersey.
I got you.
What jersey would you buy me?
Juan Mata.
I didn't ask the player. I said the jersey.
Juan Mata zebra print, of course. Your favorite player.
Juan Mata? That's really your pick?
No, I'm playing. If I really got you somebody, no lie.
I would hope. Hey,
I'll probably get Rashford.
Just for next time. I would like in the doctor patient when we talk. I'd like you to answer me a serious. Got you.
Yes, sir. Sorry, Dr. Jackson.
Yeah, it's just Dr. Jax is good. Yeah, just for next time. I know it's the first time, you're nervous.
Yes, sir. Gotcha.
So, in all honesty and seriousness, what would you get me?
No, real talk. I'll probably get you Rashford.
Rashford charcoal gray, Rashford zebra,
Rashford zebra.
Rashford zebra?
Zebra. You gotta
You
look
think he's
different.
better
You
than
gotta
this
be different.
Tijuana home kit?
Gotta be different.
Okay, good.
Jackson, I
Now,
do have to ask you, as a medical professional, what is your diagnosis for all the Manchester United fans that might need this to get through the week?
I would just, if anything, for them, their coach might get fired. You'd hate to see Solskjaer leave, but at the same time, you'd love it. Um, but for them, I'd honestly, just for their psyche, their mental health, just their well-being, I would just not watch the first half of any game ever that they play. I would just sip their tea, eat their biscuits or whatever, and then just come on second half and just be like, wow, I love this club. And don't watch the first half because it just won't do you any good. It just hurts you, and you'll probably end up having to make an appointment to come see me, talk you through it.
Maybe they could they could tape a sheet or something over the scoreboard in the top left corner so they just never know when they turn it on in the second half.
Anything, if that's a great idea. That's probably the only idea you could do, really, if you're not watching the game. Tape a sheet over scoreboard. I'd like to know if there's any United watching what how you're going to cope with the season going forward. Your plans for the first half, your plans for the second half. Are you like just jumping up and down, saying like yelling out your window, "We're the best ever"? What you're doing. I just like to know, and I hope you guys do good in Europa League.
Coach Jackson, do you think that United fans will now tell other
Hey, sir.
United fans the match time, like the match start time, is actually the time that they'll get out of the tunnel in the second half?
You can call me Dr. Jax for the future.
Sorry, Dr. Jackson, I am your assistant, but okay.
I did not hear the question.
Okay, so say the United game starts at 11:30. Do you think the United fans would tell other people their game would start at 12:30?
Oh no. No, absolutely not. See, it's just like you kind of just got to deal with it yourself. It's like, if anything, it's built up. It's like, we might be bad this season in the first half, but for the next 5 years, we're going to kick all your butts. And I know you made fun of our club for a month this year, but we're going to have your number next time we play you.
Okay.
I think you got to be bold and mean to them, because you're United fans. It's kind of who you are. You got to be some kind of cynical person to root for them.
Yeah.
And to stick with them, really.
That's the key. All right, Jax, last patient.
Who is it?
Manchester City.
Okay. I'll just you guys can stay in the waiting room. I'll talk to the Manchester City fans right here face to face. I think you got to be happy with your club right now. I think you're coming in here and into my office, and you're pretty stoked with your team. It was a rough go starting out, but just controlling 90% of the ball and having 30 chances a game but not scoring. But you've kept 5 clean sheets of the last 6 games.
Dang.
You got to see news saying that Manchester City, your defense is world class, which you didn't believe and no one else believed, but the news is saying it, so you got to believe it. And then you got to see Pep. You think he was going to get fired, and then he signs that big contract, and you're like, woo woo. And then you got to realize he's still got Kevin De Bruyne, best midfielder in the Prem, maybe in the whole world. I just think you got to be happy about your team, and you got to get prepared, because you never know what United team is going to come play Saturday in the Derby. If you win, which you probably will, you need to be extremely rude to the United fans. But that's, honestly, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't take that advice from your doctor. That's not good advice. But yeah, I think you gotta win that game, and then you look forward to playing I think Fulham in the midweek, and should be a boat ride, easy sailing there. And then yeah, hopefully I won't have to see Metro City again in my office, and I'll get to talk to like some Sheffield and who are on the brink of depression after their first year, and then
The
now
verge of death.
and then their coach saying that we're playing the same way, and then you're like, it's just some tough. And I just, David, if you're stepping in right here real quick, and Jake, I hope your clubs do the best this weekend, and they win, hopefully. Good performances, and yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Until then, like I said, Dave's sip on your Sunny D, get enough sunlight, eat some Ritz, anything that'll listen to elevator music. Just do anything that'll help you really get through this weekend and all these matches in December. It was a pleasure, Terrence. Thank you for having me on, Dr. Jax. I had to carve out time in my schedule to have this. Obviously, I'm a busy man. I am a doctor, for goodness sake.
We appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you and all my patients.
All right. So, hey, thank you, Dr. Jax, for helping us out. Hey, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram at The Real Football Podcast. And hey, man, we're out of this. We're out of time. We'll see y'all next. Check us on Instagram. Peace.
See.
All right, we good.